Hello everyone, Steamed Gammon here. Get it? Steamed Gammon? Because Steam? Yeah, I'm extremely embarrassed by this and apologize. Really, I do apologize. So as you may have heard, Valve has announced a few new things, specifically a new Half-Life game called Half-Life Alyx. So the obvious question, other than will Half-Life Alyx be good, is why did Valve choose to make this game? So despite Valve claiming to be boss-free and filled with creatives just out there trying to make stuff they love, and if you believe that, I have a bridge to sell you, the reality is that almost every single game or service they've published in the last decade or so has had a very specific goal: to increase Steam's dominance in the PC marketplace, to reach new markets, or to lock developers and users to their platform. Even when it comes to publishing games, helping Steam grow big and strong is still always the main objective. And well, there's a reason for that. You see, Valve doesn't actually need to make games anymore. The amount of money Steam makes Valve is far greater than any individual game ever will. Even their most successful game, Dota 2, a game that's been on top for a long time, and that has a shit ton of monetization and loot boxes baked into it, can't hold a candle to the sheer amount of moolah Steam makes Valve simply by selling other people's games.
Inventing games? Long, arduous, hard, not very profitable. Making money off of other people's games? Profitable. Valve. We used to make games. Now we make money.
So, if money isn't their main objective, why is Valve making Half-Life Alyx? What are they trying to accomplish with this game? Well, obviously they do want the money. The money is good, the money is great, behead those that insult the money. But money is merely a secondary objective. The primary objective of Dota 2 was to get Steam installed on as many Chinese computers as possible. You see, Dota 2 is a free-to-play game, and it's hyper popular in areas like China, Southeast Asia, and the CIS region, places known for piracy. These places were also where Dota 1 was incredibly popular, so Valve would have known Dota 2 would probably find success in the same regions. By getting users from these areas to install Steam in order to play Dota 2, you turn them from filthy degenerate pirates to nice paying customers. Hopefully. Either way, you've increased Steam's install base, increasing potential revenue. The purpose behind their two recent games, Dota Auto Chess and Artifact, was to get a foothold on the mobile market. Even the service they announced a few days ago that allows you to emulate couch co-op through the internet called Remote Play Together has a hidden objective, which is to lock users and developers into Steam. Because if a dev relies on a feature Steam offers and that doesn't exist on another platform, well, then you can only publish your game on Steam. And if a user wants to use that service for a specific game, well, again, he can only buy it on Steam. And hey, did you notice that if you buy a Valve Index, you will get Half-Life Alyx for free? That's right, it will be absolutely, positively free. No strings attached, no catches whatsoever. So completely, utterly free. Ooh, that's a lot of money. And I know what you're thinking. Who would actually buy a $1,000 headset in order to play one game? Well, I thought the same thing, but after looking around a little bit on Reddit and Twitter, a bunch of people. I severely underestimated how popular Half-Life was. So this is Valve essentially using Half-Life in the same way console makers use exclusives. The real objective of the game is less to sell units of itself and more to push hardware. And honestly, this is probably make it or break it time with Valve. They are currently losing to PlayStation VR, which is to be expected considering it's about a third of the price and PlayStation has a huge install base this generation. However, the amount of VR headsets sold compared to the amount of time and manpower invested into this project, is probably way too low for anyone in Valve to justify continuing working on this project unless this game boosts sales dramatically and proves that there's a real market for VR and a real ability for Valve to dominate, or at the very least control, a large portion of that market on PC. Half-Life Alyx isn't really about making and selling a game. The way this game is going to be judged internally is by looking at how many VR headsets it managed to ship. And if this game doesn't manage to sell VR units, if this game doesn't prove that there is a sustainable market for VR headsets and games, well, Valve won't pull out of the VR market. They've invested way too much in it to just pull out. The amount of money and time invested in it in the future will be dramatically reduced. Now, what does this mean for the actual game? Well, personally, I expect Half-Life Alyx to be the best VR game ever made. This game isn't about profitability, it's about pushing index units and proving VR has a real market. And it's not just a fad like motion controls. I expect this game to show all the different types of gameplay one can have on VR, such as horror, action, and puzzles, as a signal for developers to copy these types of gameplay and create games of this style, because, well, that's the style Valve believes works best on VR. And yes, Valve actually wants other developers to start making good VR games, because the more good VR games exist, the more reasons your average consumer has to buy a headset that uses Steam VR. If, you need more reason than virtual reality porn. Each different section of gameplay will be highly polished and a shining example of how to create a VR game with that specific type of gameplay, meaning there will be something there for everyone and everything should be top-notch and highly polished, which, to be honest, most Valve games are. Another incredibly smart thing Valve did is to allow modding tools. That's right, this game will allow you to create your own levels and mod the game. This does two remarkable things that are going to really help the VR marketplace. The first is that it significantly extends the lifespan and perceived value of the game by allowing users to create and play different levels. But the second and more important one is that it allows for the mega artists, blessed be their name, to create entirely new games. Don't forget, two of Valve's most successful games are CSGO and Dota 2. Both started out as mods. Even their most recent game, Dota Auto Chess, started out as a mod of Dota 2. That's right, a mod within a mod, but wonders never cease. So Valve knows how much money they can potentially make by harnessing the creativity of their users. And again, the more good games on VR, the more reasons you have to buy a headset, which is Valve's end goal. The main thing Valve wants, and the thing they're trying to accomplish with this game, is to propagate as many VR headsets as possible. Hopefully headsets that use Valve VR. Half-Life Alyx isn't just about this one game. They're going to try and make this game a catalyst that allows the virtual reality market to experience explosive growth. Their greatest hope is to see a VR headset in every home, because every single person that buys a headset that uses Steam VR becomes a potential customer. Who knows, they may even end up hiring some of the modders to make games exclusively for them, like they hired IceFrog, the creator of Dota 2. Now, will it work? Only time will tell. Personally, I'm not really ready to drop $1,000 on a virtual reality headset, not to mention it's not even available in my country, and well, I am a Jew and we are cheap. But the general public seems to be really hyped up for this game, and it's very possible Valve will get their wish. Anyway, that should be enough for now. Thanks for watching.